Good morning, everybody. Ready for the open here? About 8 more minutes. I'll just take a look and see, what we've done the overnight. Something told me to put on a short for the overnight, but I just didn't do it. Um, we came up and tagged the 7-0 OTE entry, uh, and I mean we did that at 8:30. I was awake. Well, for whatever reason, I just didn't put in the short, but that is one of my setups. Not just on the 15 minute, on which was, uh, yeah, that was the entire move. So I had it marked out on the 4 hour, had it marked out on the 15. We came up, wicked above it, didn't close above the 70, and rolled over. And that right there would have been a huge, huge trade. I mean, you're talking 409. That's over 400 points in the overnight. So again, we may see some consolidation here in the morning since we had our distribution overnight, just like we did yesterday. We had our distribution in the overnight hours and just kind of consolidated and then consolidated and then pushed up in the overnight. Um, so, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I should have known better. I just put on a trade after this wick came down and closed below the 70 and just put on a trade there and risked that high. Um, we came down and hit the 25% DRT level and have bounced off of that. I'll be looking to see, what happens. Do we come back and retest it? Do these fair value gaps hold? Do the SMAs hold? And we go back up to take out some higher liquidity first. So yeah, I just have to see what the day gives us. Not be in a hurry to get in a trade since we might be consolidating a bit this morning, um, and see what happens. So let me go ahead and get into Discord here. I think it's streaming over there as well. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, sounds working good over in Discord. And everything is set. This morning I will be trading the Tradify account. Um, and see if we can't get back some of our losses from yesterday. If not, no big deal. Got plenty of time on this account. Oops, trying to stack my dice. Without knocking them over. Yeah, there we go. All right. So the average ATR at the moment is 25 on the 2-minute chart. Okay, I need to fix this so we don't see those signals. Thought I had it. Oh, I've got to set a new preset for it when I do it, which I didn't do. Okay. Line color is transparent. The background, foreground. We'll do something light so we can see it. Let's go up into signal 1, foreground, and we'll do something light there. Apply the settings. Okay. Had a trade pop up there. 911. Been about 70, 80, pretty much 80 points there. Now coming back into a bit of a narrow state, but we're gonna move down to the 1-minute chart. Oh shit. Okay. Forget that kicks off every damn time. Make sure we got the right one. Yep, we're only trading 5 micros because we are in drawdown. Preset. Let's just go ahead and turn that on. Let's just go ahead and fix this. Visual settings on the foreground, something light. And let's go ahead and fix master signal 2. And we'll just go ahead and get our, oh, there it is. Transparent on the background, foreground, and then it's outline. And foreground. Good morning. To save and apply. There we go. Automation on. Power bar off the top. Go ahead and turn shorts on, see if we can't bounce off and go back down. Ooh. Not sure how far down we're going to get here. Just because we moved 400 and something points in the overnight. And we are at the 25 DRT level. We broke below the 30-minute fair value gap of the new week opening gap. See if we can go down and rebalance it completely or close below it. We're still in the full opening week gap, but the 30-minute gap is a little smaller on that. down below us. Yeah, it's not going to show it on that 1 minute. So 9:30. There's our range so far. Back to 25 DRT. There's our 5-minute range. Looks like we're going to make the fair value gap that closes outside as long as this candle closes outside. And this candle will also print our signal. First, we're already in the short. I have the bot set up to take the trade as soon as it prints the signal, not on the bar close. So I am already in the trade. Why did that already hit? Oh, we had already hit the first target. Shit. The hell I was looking at. But I don't see my trailing stop. So what the hell is up with that? Just go ahead and put it in myself. Pre-market low. Full target hit, $110 profit. Does get us a little bit of our drawdown back. We're going to go ahead and move this back up to, since we got one win under our belt, 6-4. To put us in 1 mini instead of 5 micros. And that is the rebalance of the 30-minute fair value gap. And we'll be coming back into the new week opening gap, which is at the bottom of that candle, right around 770, which we've already tagged. So we did tag the top of the new week opening gap. See if we can get a color change off the 9. We'll go back into another short on a manual entry. Go ahead and move to my 2-minute chart now. Shit, gotta redo the damn Autobot and generator. And I'm gonna lock it up because I forgot to turn the fucking strategies off. Alright, and then we'll have to shut down my charts and reboot. What's up, bitch? One of these days I'll remember that shit. Okay. Alright, let's just start here. There, there, back there. Okay. Alright, we're back up and running. There we go. And we missed color change. No big deal. What chart is that on? That's a 15-minute. Okay. So we haven't quite gotten to the 15-minute gap yet. 706. Oh, that's MQ. That's why. I knew there was a reason. There we go. 15-minute gap. Not 30-minute. Okay. Alright, so why didn't it save my drawing there? Ain't that a bitch? Missy, go lay down, baby. Let's get our strategies back up. And, oh, fuck. Close. Close. Get Tradeify back up. Okay. And Tradeify. And Tradeify. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Preset. Gen 2. Alright, everything's back up and running. Oh, I am missing on this chart are my DRT levels. So let's run back over to 4 hour real quick. Ah, motherfucker. I was in the orb trade before the fair value gap completed. So, yeah, we won that one. We won the first one. I keep screwing up and changing charts without turning the strategies off and locking up my ninja. So, reset again. I just got it all pulled back up and it didn't save my DRT levels on my 2-minute chart, so I changed it to the 4 hour chart to redraw them without turning strategies off, so we get to reboot again. Ridiculous. I missed, yeah, thanks. And of course, uh, I missed the color change off the 9 for this push down, so I could have been in another trade, another winning trade. But no, I gotta fuck up the bot. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Hmm. All right, let's back up. Let's back up. Turn off this strategy. Remove. Let's get our 4 hour freaking DRT levels drawn before I put the strategies back on again. Uh, Something told me last night to put in the damn short when we hit the 7-0 retrace on the full move. And of course, we hit it around 8:30, and I didn't put the fucking trade on. 400-point move in the overnight with zero fucking drawdown. So irritating. I don't listen to myself. But ain't much you can do about it. It is what it is. See, it's not saving my drawings on any of the charts. Oh, all right. That was a pretty strong move down. I'd kind of like to see us pull back up to the 21 and then fall back over again. But either that or just hold below the 25%. But I mean, are we really going to go and clean out the opening week gap after a 400-point move in the overnight? That would be a 700-point move on the day. I mean, I guess that's possible. Certainly. Get our strategies pulled back up. No, can't do that till we get Tradeify back connected. There we go. So now we just basically wait for the end of the hourly candle and see if we can't get our little trade going there. Okay, there we go. And so we need to put on the hourly candle here. There we go. And get the bots turned back on. Alright, we're gonna move that up to 6 and 4. Everything else stays the same. Oh, that's why I don't have it trailing. Yeah, I turned off the trailing, but I did leave my break even. So when I hit my first target, I did go to break even. But I've been getting tagged out too much on the trailing stop too early. So I'd rather just trail it myself. Generator, Gen 2. And for those on YouTube that might be listening, I am going to be doing a video on exactly what is Generator X and the XBot with Gamma X trading. Since everyone's kind of heard me mention it a few times now, I figure it's time to show you what it is and what it can do. Now it can push up to the 25, the 20, the 21. 21 came down to the DRT level. Yay! this point, I'd take a push all the way back up to the 200. 7 minutes till the hourly candle ends. Gotta love it, right? Gotta love it. Get the trading view charts up so I can watch for these immediate rebalances as well. So this is the first. Let's see, this is the first, the second 5 minute fair value gap on the day. It's pre-market to the downside. That's rebalance of that one. We broke previous day's low, but haven't been able to hold below it. Coming back up to the 5 minute 9 now. So let's see what happens here. Got a 5 minute gap here. See if the midline holds. Right at the 521. If we do anything, I would expect us to go back up on the day. Just because we've already moved so far down. And we did touch the opening week gap. So I could see us going back up a bit. Maybe even get back up to the 1 hour. This was a push off of the 1 hour 9 and the daily VWAP. So let's see if we leave a 15-minute fair value gap. Why is it? I gotta change. I gotta resave my charts. That's freaking NQ. So we're not gonna leave a 15-minute gap. Basically just rebalanced. One of my charts keeps coming up as NQ. I gotta save my workspace. Put it on YM. And this is, let's see, the 33. Yep, we just tagged the 70% OTE on the 5 minute, which is also where the 21 is. How much time we got left in this candle? I'm going to go ahead and put a short entry in here. Let's see if this will hold. Nope, we're popping right up above this 5 minute 21. So this is probably going to be a failed trade. That's fine. Okay. I'm good with that. Candle's not over yet. Set to see 21 holds or if the order block holds. If both the OTE entry and the order block fail on the 5 minute chart, then yeah, we're looking for longs at that point. Because that's the opening order block. And there's 48% of the volume at that order block. Still haven't closed above 70. One minute 23. Oh, yeah. Probably should have waited on that trade. 2 minutes to the end of the hourly candle, so I'll probably just enter too early. Oh, the hourly candle hopefully will close red, but if not, that's a pretty big buy wick off the hourly candle. Out of levels, still haven't closed below the hourly fair value gap midline. So this could be our reversal point, 10 o'clock in the morning, for a push up for the rest of the day. So I want to see our 2 minute. Actually, you almost did it again, sucker. Turn the strategies off. I go to the 1 minute chart for the pullback on the next 1 hour candle. Turn the strategies back on. Go 6 and 4. Reset. Let's do IM. Apply settings. Turn generator on. I really just need to set this up on 2 different charts, a 1 minute and a 2 minute. That way I don't have to keep swapping around for different setups. Is the 1 hour pullback. Okay, the last 1 hour candle is green. I'd like to see a pullback from here and then a change in state to go back long. VWAP's flattened out. There's a lot of up volume there. Let's see if we're gonna bounce off of 200 and get our pullback on this new hourly candle. Missy, go lay down, baby. Automation on. Yeah, getting a signal long. Didn't turn it on fast. I didn't have it turned on, so I don't think it's going to take the trade. That is a color change off the 9. I do have the 100 in front of us. I'm going to go ahead and get into manual entry on this trade. Stop below the color change. No, we haven't had our push down yet. We may. We are closed above the 9 on the 15. Let's see if it stays above. We should actually get our push down to come back and retest. and make our swing high here, or swing low on the 1 hour if we're going to reverse on the day, but it wasn't a very strong color change. At least not yet. First target's at the 200, which we haven't tapped yet, so. First target hit. Why is it not setting my break even? I move it up into profit just below the 200. That's VWAP. I'm gonna move it a little bit more into profit here, right at the 200. See if we can break through VWAP and hit our full target. That was an elephant candle off of the 9. Go ahead and move up a little bit more on profit. See if we're not going to get a fair value gap through the 200. We're right at just hitting VWAP. Just need to break above VWAP just a little bit. Now we're making the fair value gap. I'm pulling my stop back down, still in profit, but I want that fair value gap to be able to be hit and then push off, which it's so far doing, but we'll see if we can break the high and break through VWAP momentarily. We'll pull my stop down just below the 50% of that fair value gap. We are opting to give back more profit on the trade there, but we're also giving it a little bit of room to work. Now that the levels have been made, come on, let me just go break VWAP for just a moment. I would appreciate it. So the hourly chart. We need to pull a fib on. Yeah. Asia high. So if we pull a fib on the last downturn on the hourly chart, see where that 7.0 is. Oh, shit. Why did I do that? Used to trading view. Okay, from there to there. Alright, well, there's the 50% level at 46,062. We're trying to break through the 46,000 area. That's probably why we're having such trouble getting up there. Come on. There's the 9 and the 200. You can bounce off that. It's okay. Nope. Gonna come back and take me out. You asshole. Not yet. Candle ain't over yet though. There it goes. Okay. Why? Close. Please. Close. I don't know why that's doing that shit. Man, I know it's set to break even, but it's not showing the break even order. It's not showing the break even order. Break even by the tick. 20 ticks. Go to break even. What the fuck? Trailing tick. Total distance. 20. Actually, we'll go. What is ATR right now? Really? 40 ticks on a 1 minute candle? Jeez. So I probably should be taking 40 and 100. Stop loss at 40. Break even at 40. Trailing distance 40. Trigger at 40. Until ATR goes down a bit. Big ass 1 minute candles. But when your asset's worth $46,000, I guess 40 bucks ain't that much. Alright, we gotta wait and see what it does here at VWAP. I need a fair value gap through VWAP or something. Alright, well, we're only down to 81 bucks, so we made 120 on the last trade. Or no, we were down 100. We were up 100, down 100 on the 200 loss. So I know we made at least 60 on the last one. We're down more. We're down more than 100. See what the end of the day brings. Alright, this could be the beginning of our elephant bar. That's two green candles in a row. 30 seconds out from the close. This candle needs to end strong though. Needs to go back up. Go back up. Alright, then we'll take a long entry there. So that is pretty much an elephant bar off of the 9 when you include both of those candles together, and a clearing bar that cleared the consolidation of 5 or more candles. So can we hit our first target of 40 points? Since we've changed our parameters here a bit. We did fair value gap through VWAP. Granted, this is just a 1-minute chart, so never know how strong that's going to be, but it looks like the 15 minutes going to, well, we just started a new 15-minute candle, but there's a possibility of the 15-minute fair value gapping through VWAP. Oh, let's see. Is that 15 minute? Yeah, let's stick with the 5. Did the 5-minute already gap through VWAP? Not yet. That'll be on this candle. We're coming back up to the 50% mark of the hourly push. First target hit. Break even is set. Trailing is moving. Everything's working good. I may close the trade manually if we hit $200 profit on the day. See how close we are. I just don't want to pull him back and taking me out for less than that, even though there's going to be plenty of other trades. We just went into premium pricing on the 1-hour push, or on the overnight push down. Let's see if we get back up to this. There's a fair value gap at the 6.2. The midline of that fair value gap and the 6.2 line up pretty well, and a fair value gap where the 7.0 is sitting at the bottom of that fair value gap. So a couple of really good levels to push for there. The 6.2 fair value gap also has the 1-hour 21 on top of it. So we could rebalance that entire fair value gap, hitting the 1-hour 21 before turning back down. Just looking to hit our second target here. We did get an elongated bar here, so it'd be nice to see a fair value gap on the 1-minute, which would give us a better possibility of making it to full target. There's the fair value gap. There's the retouch. My stop is below the midline of that fair value gap, my trailing stop, so we'll just let it run. if this can get to full target, then we could very well be looking at a $200 day so far if it makes it to target. Didn't quite touch the midline there, that fair value gap. We have moved up quite a bit since I started trading, so I need to be a little bit careful. Got 1 minute left for the 5 minute bar to close, which would be a fair value gap through VWAP on the 5 minute. We could certainly see price come down and retest VWAP at this point before hitting full target. And that would be a rebalance of that gap. We've got a propulsion block off the 10 o'clock turnaround down here, so that should hold pretty well. See what the 15 minute looks like there. Yeah, that's going to come back, retest or rebalance that fair value gap, I think. 5 minute. Oh, come here. 15 minute. Okay, we got 9 minutes left on this candle to create a fair value gap. Looks like it's pushing back up towards the 15 minute 200 and second target hit. Full target hit on that trade. We are up $219 on the day. We're reaching some levels here, so now we're just going to hold off. Be interested to see what happens when we get to the golden pocket up here on the 1 hour, and also reaching the 1 hour 21. We'll, yeah, 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 we're up to 219 on the day. Waiting to see what 219, yeah. We're reaching back into the 1 hour golden pocket of the Asia push down or the overnight push down, which is also a couple of 1 hour fair value gaps and the 1 hour 21. So just going to wait and see what happens when we get to those levels. I would imagine we're going to get there. Uh, the 15 minute 200 is up there at the same level as well. So, and it's also would pretty much be the top of a good consolidation range from the low of day. So it'd give us a really good range to work with throughout the day. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Is that on you're working on some other uh oh shit. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Can't Right. Yeah, we had even here. I mean, we get rain a lot, but it's usually, you know, there's some breaks in it. But it literally rained for about 3 days straight here. We finally broke out of it yesterday. Right. Oh. I am of the mind. Yeah, I mean, and it's different. Well, it's different for you and me, whereas I know I'm going to take multiple trades in a day. So with that, I'm okay going to break even and letting it stop me out after I hit my first target. Um, but I mean, even on your trading style, even if you're only going to take the one trade a day, as long as you're hitting your first target profit and then going to break even, I would say that's okay because at least then you're not giving any of your profits back. You're locking in your first target. If it takes you out after that, fine. Because there's going to be those days where it will just run and hit your final target. And those will be the days that count towards your minimum trading days, right? Your minimum profit days. Because, like you said, yeah, yeah. I mean, especially if you're locking in that first target profit, just lock it in. Like, don't lose any of it back. Um, because if it comes back to break even, it very well could just be coming all the way back anyway. So, how many times, and start keeping track of this. You know, once you move to break even, how many times does it stop you out at break even without taking out your original stop loss? Or when you get stopped out at break even, does it also go back and take out your original stop loss? That's going to tell you whether or not you should be doing that or not. If it takes you out of break even a lot, but it never goes back to your original stop loss only like 10 or 20% of the time, then you might rethink and keep your stop loss there and lose the 30 something dollars every trade that it actually does go back. Uh, but that is something you just kind of need to keep a journal of. Yeah, so today you can write down, you know, took out entire loss. So that way, even if you had moved to break even, you would have saved the 30 something dollars and it still would have taken you out of the trade, even if you hadn't have moved it. And then just start keeping track of that every day in a notebook and get, 10, 20, I would say at minimum 20 trades in. So, I mean, it's going to take you a full month, but at least during that month, you're not giving any money back. And then at the end of a month's trading, after 20 days, look, go back and review and see if that's the right decision or not. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That way, every winning trade is going to be at least your first target, if not more, and then you can go back and review after a month. That's what I've been doing on all my back testing is just, reviewing an entire month's worth of trading and then adjusting the rules, maybe looking for a better setup that has a better win rate. Uh, I've adjusted my initial targets down. I've adjusted the amount of contracts down, and things are moving in the right direction. And you can even do that through back testing. Go back and test 2 or 3 months, the last 2 or 3 months. Um, and that way you don't have to do it, forward testing for a whole month before you get your results in. I yeah yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna take a little break myself. I'll be back too. Strong hourly candle right into the golden pocket. Right up to the 15-minute 200. VWAP has turned up for the moment. We are a little extended from the 1-minute 200. Let's see where we are on the 2-minute. Ah, fuck me. I did it again. You would think. You would think that I would keep doing this. All right, reset, reboot, incoming. I will be right back, YouTube, as soon as I reboot and get everything set back up. Sorry, I keep doing this today. Okay, back up on YouTube, back up here on the 2-minute chart. We've reached the golden pocket. Um, let's see. Hourly chart there. Yep, we've reached the 70%, which is the bottom of this fair value gap here on the 1 hour. We blew right through this fair value gap. So kind of interesting there. We've kind of busted right through the 21 on the 1 hour. Uh, we've still got 17 minutes left on that candle. So let's see what happens. Get that off of NQ, put it back on YM. All right, so the bottom of that 1 hour is also a 15-minute fair value gap. And we are reaching for, I mean, that's a hell of a move to get back up to Asia high if we do it. Let's see. I want to take, okay, now that's the full 4 hour DRT levels. So we're back above, we're back into premium pricing on that. We've got pretty much equal distance between the 2-minute 200, 2-minute 21, and price. So we kind of have our three finger spread there as far as Oliver's concerned. And there is a bearish engulfing candle right there created on the 2-minute. We just broke below the body. Not going to be turning anything on just yet. We got 16 minutes left. So if we are expecting a pullback on this, let's do a quick fib on the 2-minute push up. If this is the top, our golden pocket is going to be down here at this fair value gap. We also have a fair value gap at the 50% mark. And we have a very small fair value gap at the 25% mark. So that is a fantastic dealing range on the 2-minute push up. I would expect a pullback from here. Just a matter of how far that pullback comes down. And the 25% mark is also where the 2-minute 21 is. But we could have a nice pullback all the way back to the 50, which would break below VWAP again a little, and the 200 again a little. So we'll have to see. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5th push up on the 2-minute chart. So again, gives us a really good position for a pullback. Everything's lining up for a pullback. What time is up? Almost 11. So London close is going to start here shortly. Keep extending this little dealing range on the 2-minute chart until we finally get the pullback. We just broke above the bullet bearish engulfing candle. We did create a little 2-minute range there with an up candle, down candle, up candle. So this could be manipulation above that little range. We do have up above us on the 2-minute, we've got some fair value gaps sitting right above us, starting at about 46 to 55. If we want to reach into that for liquidity to start the pullback, or just ignore them. 12 minutes left on the 1 hour candle. Our pullback could definitely cause us to have the wick on the 1 hour candle that keeps us below the 21 on the 1 hour and below the 200 on the 15. Don't know if I'm going to be taking any trades for this or not. Again, we are at equilibrium of the big 4 hour dealing range. Again, where consolidation can happen. And I certainly don't want to get caught up in that today. So we'll see what happens here in the next 30 to 45 minutes, maybe even after lunch. Since we're in the golden pocket, we could consolidate here for a little while and then maybe have our drop back down to daily lows um, in the afternoon. Or if we see consolidation starting here in the top 25% of this range on the 2 minute chart, top 25% of the DRT, then we could definitely trade it from top to bottom. We'll have to see. Let some price structure set up here for a little bit. See where it goes. Our 25% DRT is right around 46.90. Yeah, just below 46.90, just below the 50% of the 4 hour DRT. Yeah, we could definitely see some ranginess in here. And then we broke back above just a little bit there. Keep moving that DRT level. Our fair value gaps are still sitting in the perfect areas of this 2 minute DRT, which is a valid DRT since we swiped the swing low and then went back up and took out the swing high. So we also would have a breaker block down in that area somewhere. We turn on ICT's breaker blocks, see where that breaker block is sitting. Yep, breaker block is sitting right at the 50% of the DRT range. Right in between two fair value gaps. And let's see, turn on another one here and see if we have smart money concepts. Add, apply. The only thing we did not build in that area was an order block, but that's fine. Our order block's down here at the bottom, just below the 70. just below the golden pocket. The golden pocket is set right now, perfect, wrapping around that fair value gap. I have our measuring gap. Wow, nice level setups below us. So see if we get that pull back into some of those areas. And if we're going to range around the 50% mark for a little while, I would expect, to be able to take some reversals at some of these areas back long, at least enough to grab our first target, if not the full trade. So got some nice 2-minute consolidation going on here. I would imagine this is an area where Doug's setup is setting up really well with money flow and stochastics being all the way near the top, getting that little bit of consolidation before he gets his signal to go short. If he didn't already get his signal to go long from the bottom. All right, nice little stronger push off of the 9. Let's see if our manipulation occurs up here at these uh, 2-minute fair value gaps. If we manipulate above this range, hit those fair value gaps, and then drop for the pullback. We still have 5 minutes left in the hourly candle. It has pushed into uh, that fair value gap, which is the bottom of that fair value gap is the 70% uh, golden pocket line of this last hourly push from the Asia high down to today's low. And that is a bit of a rejection there. Starting off the last 5 minutes, we'll see if it closes below the 1 hour 21 or not. It looks like we hit the 25% level of that fair value gap and rejected off of it. Didn't quite make it to the 50%, which is fine. Means just basically means if we don't go back and revisit that hourly fair value gap, at least for a little while, that means that the fair value gap is fairly strong. And are we going to actually get back down and not invert the other fair value gap below it on the 1 hour? But if that 1 hour becomes an inverted gap, it would be interesting to see if we have a fake flip. So if it inverts it, but then runs right back through it to the downside, uh, we could have a fake flip, which would give us a much stronger signal that we are going back down uh, towards low of day, but or at least back into the consolidation, uh, higher time frame consolidation area down here. It looks like we're going to close back up right around the 70% of the golden pocket. And I'll be looking at the lower time frames to see basically what's going to happen from the golden pocket. If the golden pocket holds, we could very well go down and break at the low of day. This afternoon. I mean, today has been a trending day to the downside. So if that holds true and stays that way, then we should go back and close at or around the low of day for today. So this was a very nice pullback uh, on that trending overnight down move. And we'll just have to see if it's just a pullback or if we're going to recover the entire day. Again, just kind of letting structure build and see where we're at, because so far we have kind of stalled in an area, so it'd be a good area for reversal. Or if we are just waiting for everything to kind of catch up a little bit, then we could certainly just pop off uh, and keep heading higher to head back to the Asia high. And which again would make me really, really, really be a little bit more frustrated myself for not taking a trade in the Asia session to hold through the morning, um, knowing that we had hit the 7-0 and reversed off of it on the 4-hour chart and came all the way back down to down here. We did make a good double bottom on the 15-minute chart here, which would also be, the 1-hour and the 4-hour chart double bottom. The only thing we still didn't get down to is that last leg of the push down, but as you can see on the 15-minute chart, that's a really good double bottom sitting there with the rest of the opening week gap still sitting there. So good engineered liquidity for the downside to go down and clear that gap if we want to. We are reaching into those 2-minute fair value gaps up here at the top. And that is a touch of those 2-minute fair value gaps. And the 1-hour candle has completed. And we are starting a new 1-hour candle. Everything's looking strong for the day, so we may actually go back and recover. We could definitely go back up and retest the 6-2. Because the target on the 4-hour for that OTE would be back below. I don't know if I have it set or not. I don't. I have to put it in. But it would be below the low from that big 4-hour push down, which is what I'm looking for, because we have some serious daily levels down there that I'm still looking for us to get back into, which is these areas over here. Now, whether we do or not, we'll just have to wait and see. I do want to look, though, and see if, because we had some earnings come out today. JP Morgan. Are you kidding me? Today is the 14th, right? Okay, so they came out, but this website has not updated. Uh, so this website isn't very good for quick updates on earnings that come out. Um, I wonder if I've never looked to see if Forex Factory has earnings. Uh, da, 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 That's that. Trades. Yeah, calendar. Uh, see, metals, energy, crypto. Average earnings index. Unemployment rate per GDP. Hmm. Let's see. Do we have earnings? Forex Factory. Earning trades. Hmm. No, not that I know. That I can see. Financial news. Um, uh, let's see. I know I'm already a member here. I just don't know if I can remember my password. It's been a while since I've been in here. Forgot password. Okay, thanks. Who's that? Logged in. Alright. So, 5:30, 2 o'clock. Let's see, around 8:30. Earnings call, earnings call, earnings call. Walmart and OpenAI partner on allowing shopping on ChatGPT. Wow. This feed is delayed. Get 3 months of Pro Elite for the price of one. Go real time. No, thank you. Not yet, anyway. Tick Strike. Have you? Anybody's ever used Tick Strike? That thing's freaking crazy. S&P, Euro, oil, I used to have Tick Strike and I had all the Mag 7 up. Boy, when the market goes nuts, that thing makes some crazy noise. Voice delayed, of course, but you know, I don't see. I mean, I see it says earnings calls, but I don't see any actual news on whether they beat earnings or not. Uh, hmm. Wow. UK unemployment went from 17.4 to 25.8. Wow. Quarter over quarter dropped. Okay, well, I guess. Oh, JP Morgan's quarter three 2025 earnings. Uh, they're not giving us the number. They're not giving us the numbers. Probably not unless we go elite. Yep. That little yellow tab, go elite. With little yellow labels. Look, here's all the blue stuff we get for free. Well, y'all suck. Get up, Missy. Gotta get up, baby. Come on. Up, Missy. Missy, move. Good girl. Off, baby. Good girl. Well, I think that DRT level kind of, well, sort of, not really. Oh, it's good. I want to get the indicators back, some of these indicators back off the charts. Take off smart money. Take her out. Okay. Take off that one. Already had smart money on, so let's take those two off. Oh, wait. What if I take off the... Busy back. What did I take off? Did it break a box? Shit. Break a box. It doesn't give us... Bug. What's up here? Smart money. Oh, I know what it is. It was smart money, but I got to turn the fair value gaps back on. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Oh, I gotta extend them again. Okay. send them to 500. Apply. Okay. Now we'll have it. Alright, so we still got Fairfax. We've got the breaker block right at the 50%. We've got this fair value gap, which we can rebalance, get into the breaker block, and then reverse. Our golden pocket is still including the midline of that fair value gap. And now we are actually getting a pullback from up here where we took out those. We rebalanced some of those 2-minute fair value gaps and then fell off. So, and we're back into the consolidation from yesterday before we manipulated and then headed to the downside. So that is a pretty good area for reversal as well. Let's see, the midline of this is about 46,124. That is the 50% of the 4-hour dealing range, which is going to be just below the 25%. So we could very well come back to the 25% and not see any of this down here. But I think we could. That's a pretty big displacement, I would see. We would want to come back and find equilibrium, find some equilibrium pricing first, and then head back up. So I would certainly be looking, once we're into discount pricing on this push up, I would definitely be looking for a sign for a reversal back up. So that might take a few minutes to get down there. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break, and I will be back. All right, everybody. Sorry about that. Forgot to switch back over to the charts there for a second. Um, and I apologize. I had just got back in from my walk. I usually go take a walk in the middle of the day. Um, and we're just at that time uh, now. So I got back a couple of minutes ago and noticed where we were. We had pulled back into this uh, fair value gap. The midline had held. We were close to the 21, and then we got uh, a bull 180 off of the 21 color change. So, I was watching it. I'm still a little careful. This one, we tried to come down. We did not break the low. Um, and then we went up and we got above the 9 here. But I was waiting for us to break this three candle downturn here to create an order block, which we did once we got above it, closed above it. So as soon as this candle broke that line, I went long on a manual entry on the bot. Um, and we hit our first target, and then we broke this high, got a nice little push up uh, on that, and we're really close to the full target, but I just went ahead and locked in the trade there. Just a little bit short of full target, and that's okay by me. I mean, we're up $382 on the day, so uh, I was okay with just going ahead and locking that in just a few ticks early, um, since we were already in profit. I was trailing the stop pretty tight. Um, I just wasn't sure if we were going to get a pullback right before we hit that target, so I just went ahead and closed it out. So, um, so far so good on the day. We did take out Asia's high, so that's pretty freaking amazing. Um, the price action for the day has been really crazy. If you'd taken the overnight short, like we should have, off the 7.0, that would have been huge. And if you happen to catch the bottom and catch the run up, um, you have now moved 883 points. Um, Absolutely nuts, right? So, um, dang, we got some good volatility and some good trading action going on around here. So, we are coming into this uh, 1 hour fair value gap, which we have not yet hit the midline of. Um, we are back into premium pricing from the flush down. So what I would like to see now basically is a push into that midline, and see if it holds. If not, wait for the rebalance. I think we leave this gap open for a little bit longer. If we rebalance that or the midline holds, I think we come down and get into this 1 hour fair value gap down here, and see what happens in that area. But that's a really, really big range to be trading. So the volatility is here, especially with earnings season starting. Um, the last week of the month is going to be huge. The Mag 7 are basically reporting on the 28th, 29th, and 30th. Um, so, you know, everybody is positioning for those earnings statements. And I think the volatility is going to continue for a little while. I mean, that is just a ballistic move up um, from the opening week gap. So we may not go back down and fill that gap. We may stay in this area up here, these two 1 hour fair value gaps before uh, the end of the month, just kind of holding this area. And then depending on earnings, shoot up and take out all-time highs. Um, I was hoping we would get down past that opening week gap because there are some huge daily levels down there that I think we could have a nice long bull run off of. But um, for now, this was a real nice recovery from the overnight. Um, we've broken the Asia high. We seem to be holding above the Asia high. We are at the 25 DRT level on the 4 hour. Um, oh wait, That's the 75% of the overnight push down. No, no, it's not. Okay. Yeah, that is the last. That was Friday's fall. So we are back up at the 75% level of that. We'll see what happens from here. We are coming up on the 1 hour 21, um, and we are at equilibrium um, of the overnight push. Okay, so that was what I marked out here uh, was the Asia overnight fall. Okay, Asia and London fall. So we are at equilibrium there. We could, you know, still roll over and head for lows. Um, after this push up, breaking the Asia high, we very well could have a pullback here on this displacement move here. Um, and I mean, that was from 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock in the morning, we got our 10 o'clock reversal, and I mean, just ran with it, right? So 713, 45, 7, 46 is 300. We're up 800 points on the day. Uh, if you can't make money in this kind of volatility, um, you know, there's there's not much anybody could do for you. You need to get back to the classroom and study a little bit because we had all kinds of um, signals and indicators and everything else that you could have used, whatever you trade, however you trade, to just run amok in this push up. I'll show you a couple. Well, uh, that's what I need to do. Let me get that real quick up in OBS for another scene. I need to keep this up. C4. Let me get a window capture. We're gonna add one, and we're going to. Um, oh crap! Let me close that. Redo that. Discard. Put down. Full trading view up. Okay. Um, and now we can. Oh, shit. Stop doing shit like that. What is this? This is the 15-minute. This is the 15-minute chart. Why the fuck are you coming up like that? Forgive the language, guys. I will do my best. I know YouTube is coming down on profanity a little bit, but I do have my channel marked for not made for kids. All right, let's pull OBS back up here and see if we can't get that back up. Engine, 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 engine. Why are you not finding? Let me pull this over here real quick. Engine, 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 engine. Take that off. Like that. Where the hell is my trading view? Let's remove that one. Yes. And let's put this up here. Get a new scene. Window capture. Windows. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, shit. It's done that bullshit. Da, da. Okay, delete that one. I don't know why it keeps doing this. I gotta figure it out. Window capture. Actually, let's try this. Let's display capture. There we go. Nope, that's the wrong one. That's the primary. There we go. All right, let's do that. Okay. I'm getting it figured out, folks. Um, so I'm going to transition over here to my trading view charts that I do keep up uh, during the day because there's certain indicators that I have on TradingView, and we can switch time frames easily on TradingView as well without messing up all my other stuff. Let's pop that back out. There we go. So we had two immediate rebalances here. You could have taken either one of them, taken the first one and run that all the way up. Uh, you would have already been in the trend. It would have been a nice catch. Hold through, the 5 minute uh, consolidation, and then get another move off of the nine here, and taking that up to Monday's high. So, that would have been a really nice move. If you took the first rebalance there and ran that up to Monday high, that would have been 331 points. Now, obviously, I'm using the bot, um, so I have set target profits and set stop losses. So I'm only looking for, 20 points off the initial entry to capture most of my profit, and then I have a second target profit at 80 points. So I would not have catched that entire move using the bot. Now I can set that up a little different to push targets out when volatility is this high, and I certainly will be doing that probably for tomorrow, just because we do have earnings coming out for multiple companies. Um, Maybe I'll set it up with a further final target um, later by next week because we don't have any more earnings coming out for this week. Yes, we do. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We have some earnings coming out tomorrow that'll affect ES and NQ, not so much the Dow. Um, so, you know, I may just go ahead and set those higher targets for the last portion. I'm always going to lock in the majority of my profits at 20 points because I can take multiple trades in a day with the setups that I have, and locking in that first target profit guarantees me money on a trade, regardless of what happens after that. And if we catch a runner that moves like this, I mean, I was in a trade, um, you know, right around where that uh, initial rebalance happened, and you know, if I had seen that on my 5 minute chart while I was in the trade, I could have added back into that trade. So I have no problem doing that either. Um, and then letting that trade run. And that trade, once I add, that trade should lock in some of the majority of the profits at a 20 tick move with the add-on, and then still have a runner to keep running. So um, perfectly fine with this. I mean, if you can make $300 a day, you've passed your eval in 10 days. Um, and that's all I'm really looking for. If I can make $300 to $400, $300 to $500 a day, on my good days and only lose, $400 on my bad days because I have a $200 stop loss on my trades. If I lose two trades in a row, then evidently I'm not looking at the market right, because I shouldn't be losing two trades in a row. Okay, so that's just the way I look at it. And yes, I mean a lot of people probably would have tried to go short on that 5 minute chart at the 5 minute 200 up against that fair value gap, but these immediate rebalances extremely, extremely uh, strong indicators when used in the right spot. Um, so, we had a fair value gap made uh, on the 5 minute at the Monday low. We fair value gapped back through that, which definitely takes some strength to do. And then right after we had the fair value gap made, we had an immediate rebalance. And that is an area, if you get an immediate rebalance after a fair value gap, within 2 to 3 candles after that fair value gap is made, that is a very strong signal. Um, so I wouldn't have been too worried about getting above the 5 minute 200 at that point. The market was looking strong, uh, you know, the entire morning, and that would have just given me, we fair value gap through Monday's low, we fair value gap through a swing high, uh, and that was just perfect. Um, if you didn't catch the fair value gap move, you could have certainly catched either one of these two immediate rebalances, right? On the 10, 1025 or the 1030 candles, okay? And ran that up for a 300 point profit. So the market is really, really giving some really good moves. Yesterday, the New York was a strong consolidation day. Many people might have gotten hurt in that a little bit, but today is definitely a trending day. And you know, big money could have been made today if you're trading larger accounts. I'm trading a 50K account here. I do have a 100K account with Legends that I'm going to start trading here shortly. Um, but we're still in a drawdown. I got hurt yesterday in the consolidation. I'm not going to lie. I did have a couple of technical problems in the morning, operator error with the bot. I am still learning how to use the bot, and in NinjaTrader, I've been a TradingView trader for a very long time. I have used Ninja, but I never got really proficient at it, and there's a few little quirks. As you've seen today, if I change the charts in any way on NinjaTrader while I have the Auto X bot and the Generator X uh, strategies pulled up and active, then it locks everything up. I have to reboot NinjaTrader. So I have to remember to turn the strategies off if I want to change time frames on the charts, which I'm not going to do anymore. I explained earlier. We're just going to set up a 2 minute, a 1 minute, or a 1 minute, a 2 minute, a 15, and a 1 hour. And those are the charts we're going to have. So that way I can turn the bot on the 1 minute and the 2 minute because I have strategies that work off both of those time frames. And I just don't want to be having to switch back and forth. Okay. Um, and of course, you know, uh, the TradingView charts I normally have set on 5 minutes, but I will take these rebalance trades on the 2 minute chart as well. Because like that one there, we could have entered. I know you can't see the charts, but I could have entered one at 46,250, and 2 candles later, I've hit my first target. Now it would have come back and stopped me out at break even, but I hit that first target. You know, I could have gotten into another rebalance after that on the pullback or consolidation at 266, and that one would have been up about 60 points. So hit the first target, trailed the stop, and got taken out on the trailing stop for profit. So again, after that, we had another rebalance at 355, 46, 355, and that one would have hit full target profit. Okay, so you know the 2 minute chart is really good for these rebalances as well. And on the 2 minute chart, I'm basically just looking for the first target profit. I'm okay with hitting that and getting stopped out at break even. But there are a few of those that will go straight to full profit um, without pulling back too far. So, um, that is pretty much our day. Um, it is 12:42, and I'm not going to be trading anymore today because I've hit my target profit, and we are in an area at the 1 hour 21, trapped between VWAP, the 1 hour 21, and the 1 hour 9. Okay, um, and we're reaching some DRT levels on the 4 hour uh, Friday flush. Okay, so we have pushed up above the 75%, um, and so far looks like we're going to continue moving. Um, so we'll see. I mean, about halfway up on that, somewhere around 46,707. If we get up, I mean, we've moved 800 points already. If we move another two and we move 1,000 points today to the upside, you know, I would be looking for a little bit of a pullback somewhere up around the 707 area, which is the midline of the top quadrant of that 4 hour. Um, and if we're looking at 707, that is what literally uh, 46, 707. Oh, yeah. Ah, maybe, possibly. That chart's locked up. Or are we just not? Oh, shit, there we are. Yeah, 46,707 is going to be around the 1 hour 200 there. Wow, I really, really need to revisit some stuff here. 878. Yeah, that's going to be the Friday fall. Of course, we do still have all-time highs higher than that, so up there in the 4,700s. So um, it's looking like we're definitely back in the buy side model. Um, you know, we've broken structure to the top side, came back down, made a higher low, and broken structure again to the top side. So everything's looking pretty good. I mean, how far each day are we going to run? You know, have we left the 500 point average daily range and are moving into the 7 and 800 point ranges? Uh, if so, how long is that going to last? Um, so very interesting to watch and see, you know, what starts happening here. I mean, yes, it was a 1,500 point drop on Friday. Um, so, you know, obviously there is room to move uh, in the Dow. And of course, the bigger the asset gets, the larger the daily moves are going to be. Uh, so, yeah, let's just watch it and see what happens. I'll have my chart set up correctly tomorrow so that I don't have to change time frames, and I can watch everything. And I'll keep uh, I'll keep my trading view charts up on the side so I can show you those at times, especially when we get those uh, rebalance trades. Uh, we did take um, we did take a loss today, um, and of course I've reset it several times, so this isn't showing the entire day, the strategy on the entire day, and that sucks because I would love to be able to pull this up, um, you know, during the day and show you the real numbers for the entire day. Obviously, I'm at basically a 100% win rate here because this is just the last trade that I took. So, tomorrow we'll have it set up correctly so we don't end up having to reboot Ninja or mess with the strategies, and we can show you the numbers for a full day, win or lose. I am not going to hide anything from you guys, and I think maybe tonight um, I'm going to go ahead and make that video. Just explain to everyone on my YouTube channel what Gamma X trading is, the tool sets that they have, how I use them, how they can be used, um, and why I think it's such a good value to traders to help improve their trading. For me, it absolutely takes the emotion out of trading. Once I'm in a trade, I don't touch anything. I just let it run. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I keep looking over here, but my camera's over here. Um, if I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I just let it go. I no longer, get out of trades too early in a drawdown, before my stop loss is hit, or you know, I do still once in a while close out a trade a couple ticks before the full profit target is hit. Um, I let it, you know, when I get in a trade initially, it's either win or lose until I hit that first target profit. Um, and then, even then, I will typically let the bot run a trailing stop uh, at that point and take whatever profit the market will give me at that time, um, win or lose. But there are certain times, like today, we already had a win. We were $17 away from the full target profit. So I just click close, be done with it, and not worry about it. So, um, and again, I'm over $300. I could close that trade at any point over $300 and be perfectly happy. I don't care how much further the market runs today because I've made my daily, actually over my daily profit goal. I would like to make $300 a day, regardless of whether it's an eval or a funded account. That's just what I'm looking for. Uh, so I think I will end the stream here, um, as I know I won't be trading anymore. Over in the Discord, I'll be leaving my charts up for everyone to watch. And if there's, something to comment on, I'll definitely comment on that point because we are running up against that 1 hour 200, and I'd like to see how the market reacts from there. I'm not going to trade it because I don't need to trade anymore today. I could start trading on the other account, but I'm not going to. Over trading is a profit killer. I think we took 4 trades today. One was a loser, 3 winners. Ended up with $382 on the profit for the day. So just be done with it there. There's no reason to keep going, especially into the lunch hours or the afternoon hours where I typically don't trade that well. I trade better in the morning hours before lunch, and that's where I just like to keep my money at. So good luck to everyone who trades the afternoon. I hope you read the markets well. I hope it reacts well and gives you good profits. Um, but we do ours in the morning, and you're sitting here staring at a picture of mountains while I'm talking. So let's just switch this back over. Guys, I'll get it eventually. It's a new channel. I am not used to streaming with all the things you can do in OBS. Um, but I promise not only to show you, be completely transparent about my trading, but I also promise that I will do my best to improve my streaming skills. Okay. I actually do have a Stream Deck, which I'm going to have to pull out and get used to using. I just wanted to get the basics down of this until I figured that out. But I will be starting to use my Stream Deck, which will make it easier for me I won't have to keep using my mouse to deal with OBS and transitioning from screen to screen. I'll just have my Stream Deck available for that. So looking forward to that. I've had the Stream Deck for a while. I was using it on a specific platform for trading my entries and ads and all that good stuff, but I don't trade on that platform anymore. So I know I can use it on Ninja. We will have to see um, if I can set up hotkeys to match auto export buttons. That will be interesting. So we'll find out. Um, Other than that, everybody have a great evening. Have a blessed day. Uh, God has certainly blessed us today with some profits, and we give all glory to God for everything we have and everything we am, because it all comes from Him, um, and we just try to live our lives in the path on the path that He has directed us to go. And for a long time now, I feel like He has put me on this path for a reason, and you know, I just have to put in the work for Him to fulfill those promises, which for a long time I struggled against. I thought there's too many times in trading where you feel like you're in control, where you know better, um, and I've relied every day here lately a lot more on what God's path for me is, which isn't always, a straight forward great path. There's going to be dips and valleys and mountaintops and everything else in that. But I pray every morning that God gives me the eyes and the wisdom to use the knowledge that I have in trading to make profits so that I can help serve others. Um, this isn't all about just me making money. Um, Obviously, we all want to have a comfortable life, but you know, making good money in the markets can also lead to a lot of really good things that can be done for others um, in this life. Because once we're gone, uh, you know, we don't have any more impact here. And if I can make an impact in a few other people's lives by teaching them trading, or with the money that I make from trading, being able to be very charitable with my profits, then that's what I aim to do. And again, it's nothing done by me; it's all given by God. So, um, and guys, I just let you know right off the bat. I mean, I keep my Bible and my cross right over here on the wall. I read my Bible every morning before I get on to trade. And if you don't like uh, religious people, you may want to find another channel to watch, because I am going to profess my belief and testify in what God has done in my life, so that others may see His light and come to know Him as well. So um, we've been on for about a little over 3.5 hours. It's been a good day, and I will see everyone tomorrow morning before the open. Have a blessed evening, everybody.